This morning, there's some growing outrage with some over the lack of diversity in this year's list of Oscar nominees. Filmmaker Spike Lee and actress Jada Pinkett Smith say they're not going to go to the Oscars next month after an all-white list of nominees was announced for the major categories for a second year in a row. Joining us now to weigh in, actress and Fox News contributor Stacy Dash. Stacy, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Well, what do you think about this?
I think it's ludicrous.
Why?
Because we have to make up our minds. Either we want to have segregation or integration. And if we don't want segregation, then we need to get rid of channels like BET and the BET Awards and the Image Awards, where you're only awarded if you're black. If it were the other way around, we would be up in arms. It's a double standard.
So you say there shouldn't be a BET channel?
No, I don't think so, no. Just like there shouldn't be a Black History Month. You know, we're Americans, period. That's it.
Are you saying there shouldn't be a Black History Month because there isn't a White History Month?
Exactly. Exactly.
Al Sharpton has jumped on this boycott bandwagon. He says, don't watch because Hollywood, here's a quote, Hollywood has become like the Rocky Mountains. The higher you get, the whiter.
The whiter you get. Well, that's not necessarily true. And if it is, you know, that needs to change. What I find astounding is that we've had a president who is black in office for the past 8 years, who gets most of his funding from the liberal elite in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Yet there are not very many roles for people of color. How can that be? And why is it just now being addressed?
I can understand Jada Pinkett Smith's frustration that her husband wasn't nominated for, you know, he did a great job in the movie Concussion. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, what does that say about how people are selected for these awards? Right.
That's assuming they're selected by race, which I think would be a very a disservice to the people who are looking at the films and making the choices. Maybe they need to be more, you know, integrated, and there need to be more diverse people in the process of electing.
In the Academy.
In the Academy.
The demographics of the Academy apparently are secret, but for the most part, according to some investigation out in Hollywood, it's predominantly white males.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah. So maybe that says something about who they select, or are they looking for that or the best movies and the best actors?
I hope they're looking for the best movies and the best actors. The good news is that there's attention brought to it now. But like I said, over the past 8 years, we've had a president black who gets his funding mainly from Hollywood, the elite liberals. Yeah. So it's odd to me that this has now become such an issue.
Well, let's see what happens, because they are calling for people not to watch it. Let's see if the ratings go down.
Yeah, I doubt it.
By the way, before you go, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
It's your birthday today. All right,
thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck to you today. And every day.
No. I didn't never watch the whole thing through.
So this was your first time?
That was my first time seeing the whole thing through.
All right, so one word to describe what you just watched.
Oh, we can't curse?
Well, stupid, first of all. Disturbing. Yeah, disturbing.
Just stupid.
Buffoonery.
Stupidity.
Lost. She's lost. She's a lost soul. She's a lost cause. She clueless, but we already knew that.
I don't agree with any point that she made because she's not looking at it from a different perspective. I feel as though she's looking at it from kind of like a racist perspective, but she's not even white, so I really couldn't say she's racist.
She's black. That's what kills me. She's black. Well, she used to be. She used to be black because now she looks like the dude sitting across from her.
No, is that woman famous? Who is she?
Is she even black?
Yeah.
Because from the time that I've seen her on TV till now, looks like she's maybe bleached her skin.
She gave me some Mariah Carey tones, early Mariah Carey, the one when you didn't know she was black or white. I still don't know to this day.
I just don't got time for anybody that's wearing like a chili bowl haircut. I don't. Like, I can't take her serious. Just, she hates herself.
Clearly. I thought it was a bob, actually.
Well, BET highlights black excellence. I don't think that predominantly black networks segregate themselves. It's just that black excellence is something that is very underappreciated.
Absolutely not. There's no point of segregation because there's white people on BET as well.
See, because of white supremacy, there were 95% white shows, white entertainment for white people news, just for white people. So it didn't cause segregation, no. But Black History Month, I think that was absolutely, it was an uneducated response because it's just like, what?
What BET does is highlight black excellence because other networks don't do that.
I agree that we should get rid of Black History Month and make it all year, because we should not just be celebrated for 1 month of the year. We literally are this country. Everything about this country came from us.
We're never recognized for the things that we do, and it's been like that since the day that we got dropped off here on a boat. Like, we've never been recognized for the things that we have done in America, I guess you could say.
If there would be no America without us, blacks. There would be no America. This country was built off our backs, literally. So there you go.
If you look at the history of why Black History Month is here, is to honor black people. And black people aren't honored, clearly, and they weren't honored before, so we're trying to honor them. We're honoring ourselves now within a 1 month span, which I think we should be honored year round, but you know, it's whatever. I don't understand. It's like she doesn't know our history. It's like she's just whitewashed or something.
I feel like we should celebrate our Black history every day.
Every day.
But in Stacy Dash's sense, I don't know who she is. In her sense, she didn't do that. She said that we shouldn't have a Black History Month because there's no white history. But what is white history? White history is celebrated every single day.
Every day.
Every day.
White people get celebrated every day. We
I'm-
only have
hello, I'm white.
one black, what is this, holiday, which is Black History Month, which is the shortest month, February.
So white people already had their History Month every month of the year. So if anything, Black History Month should be every month, just like White History Month. The point of Black History Month is to celebrate black people. Not saying like, oh, just because we have Black History Month, white people are, you know, less than what we are or whatever. But it's a month for like celebration. I personally don't like the month, but I don't agree with her.
No, actually, the segregation began because we were not allowed to be on these networks, on these programs. So we decided that we would, you know, produce our own, make our own. So for her to say, well, yeah, BET should be canceled. No, we made BET specifically because we were not allowed on other networks. So BET is our platform for people to hear our voices and hear what we're trying to say, versus going on to the other networks where we're not going to be heard, or even if we do get a chance to get on there, they're going to filter and manipulate everything we say.
Hollywood has become like a rock mountain. The higher you get, the wider you get. Do you believe that?
100%, Stacy Dash. She hasn't been doing anything for quite some time, so she had to go a totally different route in order for herself to still be relevant. So she's climbing the white charts. She's trying to stay relevant with the white people, but what she's failing to realize is that if it comes down to her and them, they're going to choose them. They're not going to even recognize her because she's black.
I don't think you get white. I think you get more professional, and you get I guess you start to understand things a little bit better because you're in that particular position to see certain things.
I feel like, okay, we have to remember though that Hollywood is a business. We always got to remember that. Jews, they run Hollywood. Like, come on, let's be real. There's a book on it.
Do you think actors and actresses are selected by race when it comes down to being nominated for awards such as the Oscars and whatnot?
Yes, I do believe that.
I don't think race plays a part of it because last time I recall, black people have won an Oscar. It's no big deal. You're not judged off race when it comes to acting. You're judged off of your performance in a movie. So if it was part of race, Denzel Washington and Halle Berry would have never won an Oscar. 3 6 Mafia would have never won an Oscar. Monique would have never won an Oscar. So I don't want to hear nothing about race being part of the Oscars.
The biggest movies that you see are will star a white person. Like the biggest movies, the ones that they spend $20 and $30 million, all this money that they put into these major movies, there's no lead actor that's going to be black.
I don't think race played a factor, but I do believe that there should have been black nominees because, for example, Straight Outta Compton, that was a really good movie.
Do I think a protest would change the future? No, it does. It won't change the future. The Oscars, the Academy is going to choose which movie is great and which movie is not great.
No, I don't think it'll. I think it'll spark a little change, but it'll never fully be the way that we want it to be.
We have to say something about it, but protesting, I don't know if that's going to do anything about it. We protest all day, all night, and they probably won't change a lot. They'd probably just be like, okay, look, it's black people acting crazy again. No.
It's just like, oh, these angry Negroes, they're just mad again. It's just that's what it is. So they'll get over it when they...
It goes back to say, like what he said in the video, the people who are voting is predominantly white. So, of course they're going to be looking at someone like themselves. That's just how they operate, I would say.
If you play a maid, you're more likely to get an Oscar if you're a black woman playing a maid instead of a black woman playing a powerful figure.
I feel like every time they see people of color in slave narratives or, these extravagant roles, like...
They're so quick to jump on it.
Yeah, like, oh, look at that nigga sell drugs. Oh my God, he sold drugs so
to put
eloquently.
that on.
Yeah, get him on there.
Yeah.
Denzel beat the shit out of that white boy. Get him on there. We've got to stand our ground. We have to. We can't just sit there and settle for anything. And that's the problem that we're facing currently in our movement sometimes. We get distracted or we get a little tossed like, there you go. And then everyone's calm again. No, can't be like that. If we want it, we got to stay the whole way through.
Will you be watching this year's Academy Awards?
Will I be watching? No, I don't watch the Oscars. I don't watch award shows like that in general because it's all about favorites.
No. First of all, I don't watch it usually anyway. So that helps. And I guess as my little protest, I'll just not watch it. And usually stuff like this, like if it's the BET Awards or the Super Bowl, I'll advertise and be like, oh, guys, the Super Bowl is about to come up. But I'm not doing that for the Academy Awards if it's nobody nominated of color. If they're being racist, I'm not going to support that. Like, no.
I don't know. I might watch the awards. I don't know if I'm going to watch the Academy Awards or not.
Uncle Snoop told me not to, but I think I'm going to watch it. Just off of that, I want to see what Chris Rock is going to do.
No, I don't have a TV. I don't really watch TV, so no. Not interested.
Will you be watching this year's Academy Awards?
Yeah, for Chris Rock, to see what he does, pretty much. And apparently The Weeknd's nominated, so we're halfway there.
If Stacy Dash and the showrunners for the Oscars was to view this video, what would be your message to them?
My message to you would be study a little bit more about your history because you clearly don't understand any of it and you don't understand why we do the things that we do.
Stacy Dash, please don't let them use you as a coon, or just please don't let them use you as a token person of color, as a go-to person to almost bash black progress. First of all, it was progress. Black History Month is progress, and I think you should probably think things through a little more before you say them on television in front of millions and millions of people. You have an image to maintain, so don't do that.
She's just ignorant to me. Like she doesn't like represent for her people. Like she's always on the other side. Like she's always with the op. Like she never really takes the time to understand why we do certain things or why certain things are the way they are towards black people. She's always like, oh, it's just this or it's just that. Like she never really takes the time to do her research.
Stacy, you're black. Get your mind together, baby. Like, I really hope you were playing. Nah, I don't even hope you were playing. You shouldn't even say that on national TV. Like, you tripping like big shoes.
It's interesting because you worked for BET at one point. I know that much about you, so maybe you came out in 06. I don't know. You were riding on Rick Ross's motorcycle in a couple of videos, honey. You You were on
You were in a
Clueless.
Kanye video.
You were in a Kanye video, and that's when your life really went downhill. Yeah, when he took them glasses off you, nothing was the same. I don't know what to say to you, Stacy. You're aging like an ankle now. It's, good God, I don't know what happened to you. Your melanin just went away, and that's an example. All right, I'm trolling, but of all seriousness, you're entitled to your opinion. But you are supposed. Just because you're black doesn't mean you have to support blacks. Fine, but you don't have to make an ass out of yourself to prove your point, and you don't have to. You don't have to attack the culture that you came from, or that it's believed that you came from, to get your point across. Whether you like it or not, baby, you are black. You're American. You're black. There you go. So we're all one big melting pot of something. So you look like you got some Creole in you, but Creole don't age like that.